ever. Wetter than ever.
Much wetter than it. We're getting close.
We're getting to Wettsville, USA, you guys.
We are really in the foreplay.
I mean, it is getting horny.
It's getting horny over here.
Let's have a riff sesh.
Yeah. Let's run our filthy mouths.
We're gonna run our filthy mouths, and then we'll do some book stuff.
We'll do some deep diving. Have you been reading anything else?
Well, I'm still in the rest of the series right now.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm reading the rest of the series while I'm rereading this. I have to say, I could not get enough of this entire book series. I've recently encountered a lot of people who've never read the book and they just started reading it, and I'm so jealous that they get to experience it for the first time, because I'm experiencing it now for the second time and it's still good.
Oh yeah, but that like first time when everything's a surprise.
Yeah.
Are you seeing so much more?
Oh, so much more. Yeah, for sure.
There's so many little things, like we'll get to it in the next episode. There's a character that comes in that I was like, I didn't even remember this character coming in at this point.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, by the way, just so many characters.
There's a few characters that come in the next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many characters, and now it's like seeing them for the first time again, or like seeing little nuggets that were like, ooh, this was kind of a little gem that was dropped here, and I had no idea.
It's really one of those things where I feel like you have to read this series a second time to really, truly appreciate how good it is. By the way, do you know what I heard recently? Sarah J. Maas.
Yes.
We're pronouncing it right now.
We got it.
We have to pronounce God's name right. She wrote one of her other series.
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass.
A lot of people say that's better than this one.
Do you know when she wrote that? When she was in high school. She started writing Thorn of Glass when she was in high school.
Throne of Glass.
Throne, whatever.
There's thorns, there's glass, there's probably shadows.
So...
In high school?
In high school. She started writing that in high school.
Dude, if I could pull out the absolute garbage I wrote in high school.
Garbage.
The fucking... It rivals Hamlin's poetry. The level of trash that I wrote in high school and was like, I'm a writer.
Same.
Dude, I fancied myself a writer so much, and then I scored exponentially higher. I don't say exponentially higher, but like, I was very clearly more naturally inclined toward mathematics, and I was like, no, I'm creative.
Same. Like, my scores on my ACT, I was in the 99th percentile for science.
Yeah, I was like all math and science, and I was like, I'm an artist. What the fuck are we doing?
I was like, when I grew up, I'm going to write children's books. Why was I thinking even children? Write books.
I think we could write children's books.
I actually do, too.
But I do think we have to release them.
We're both perpetually kind of children.
Yeah. Do you think at this point we have enough out there under our names that we'd have to release them under a pen name?
Yes, we would both need pen names.
Oh my God, we should write a children's book.
Yeah, we should write a children's book. That'll be really fun.
It'll be the worst. People are like, have you read their children's book? It's the worst thing I've ever... My kids made an Amazon account just to review it poorly.
But we think it's the best thing ever. But I truly, I loved writing so much. But it wasn't, you know what? I went back and looked at some of it. It wasn't the worst. Certainly not the best. I mean, I wasn't showing it to anyone, so it's not like...
thank God. I wrote a bunch of country songs that are just in a loose 3-ring binder. I don't play music. They were just ideas of songs.
When you say loose 3-ring binders, I'm just imagining like a slutty binder.
Yeah, the rings are all ragged from getting fucked. Yeah, I love school.
Oh yeah, you're wide ruled.
Dude, 3-ring binders.
I love a girl who's wide ruled.
I'm college ruled.
Oh,
I got gang at a frat house.
She's really stuck up and tight. I don't know.
Do kids even use binders anymore? Is it all...
Is it all digital? God, I hope not.
Are there moms watching this? Do children write?
Wait, really quick. When you had to go school supply shopping, was it the greatest day of your life to be able to plan, like, what's my system gonna be this year?
Oh, of course you had systems. I just wanted new... I wish I had a system. No, but I was just excited for new pens and pencils.
I was excited for new pens and pencils, but I was always like, am I gonna be more of a pencil girl this year or a pen girl? And then like, what kind of pen? Am I gonna be a ballpoint pen girl? Am I gonna be an ink pen girl? Am I gonna be in a disposable?
The
disposable.
What did we call
click
those?
pencils?
Mechanical pencils. What a weird name for that, by the way. Mechanical pencil.
Or was there one point where you're like, nah, I'm gonna be old school. I'm gonna do number 2.
Yeah, I want to get up and walk across the classroom full of people who bully me in the hallways.
But there was something about it that was like, at some point, it just felt like cool to like be like old school.
No, it is interesting how much I don't know if this is universal because I feel you on the like who I was and the kind of person I was based on the utensils I wrote with and also my handwriting. Did you practice your handwriting?
1,000%.
Do men know that women do that?
What letter did you practice the most?
Oh, I went back and forth on what kind of A to do. Do I do this A or the round with the...
Oh, no. Now I'm going to have to go home and practice my A's. I never did A's.
I copied a girl's handwriting. I mean, I didn't want to say I copied. But in 5th grade, there was this girl who sat next to me named Hannah. And I loved her handwriting. And I would just like...
Yeah, there were some people who had incredible penmanship. To this day, I mean, there's certain friends of mine where I'm just like, I'll see the way they write, and I'm like, oh, it's stunning.
They went home and practiced, right?
I have always hated my handwriting. Always. It's just, mine is so bipolar. Like, it just...
Yeah, your handwriting.
My handwriting.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand where it comes from. What is the origin story of this all over the map penmanship?
Mine is too, because it's like, depending on the mood I'm in, I'll be just almost very intentional with my writing. And like if you flip through my journal, do you have the same thing where it's like, depending on the page, it's just like...
It's a different person.
You're like, what in the schizophrenia is happening in here? I have pages where it's like, you cannot read that. And then other ones where it's like...
Stunning. Perfect. But then sometimes it changes halfway down the page. You just like literally, you see your hand getting tired. And by the bottom of the page, you're just phoning it in.
Yeah, it's just like, and I'm writing. I can't even read what I'm writing. Do you write out every thought? Well, here I am journaling again. And I'm like, do other people do this?
My morning pages is basically me being like, yep, 1 page in, 2 more to go.
Yeah, it's what I would
believe I still have to write this shit.
It's what I would do out loud if there was a person there. God, so much to do today. I haven't had my coffee. And I'm like...
I'm so happy that you do this too. I bet there are so many other people who do this, who are doing their morning pages and they're like, fuck this shit.
It's so...
I hate it.
It's so good to hear that because I imagine everyone else. I don't know what the fuck this thing is that at this point I haven't learned. Yeah, everyone else isn't an expert in everything and you're not. You're not the what. I think I was left out of everything and everyone has the answers. But I imagine everyone else journaling being like, the trauma comes from...
like, by the way, this is just stunning stuff. I remember there was one time during the pandemic, we were living together, and we were both like, we're gonna wake up and do morning pages every day. And we woke up, I think we did it like maybe for like 1 week.
You're like, let's trade suicide notes.
But I just remember, I mean, truly, I'll write yours, you'll write mine. We can just be ghost writers for when we're eventually ghosts. But I remember vividly being like, God, she's over there like really writing. Like, is she getting through this? Like,
she's having a breakthrough. I'm having a breakdown.
I just couldn't believe, like, you were just diligently writing. And I was like, wow, she can just keep it together for 3 pages. And I truly, the amount I get distracted every single page when I'm doing morning pages is me commenting at some point.
Oh, I went to my phone again.
Yes! Yes! Oh my God!
Yes! I just gotta stay focused on these pages. I immediately got derailed. Yes! This is so cathartic.
Oh my God, I feel so much better. Wait,
this is way better than therapy.
This is 1,000% needs to be a clip. People, please tell us, if you do this when you morning page, do you comment on doing morning pages? Do you comment when you get distracted and go to your phone? And by the way, I criticize myself.
That's how bad my I'm going to these to be healthy and happy, and it's like I should just oh shit, there's the fucking thing saying shut the fuck up, you guys. But it's like, oh, I should list gratitude, and I'm just going, you idiot!
You idiot! You can't even stay focused enough
For 3
to be
pages.
gracious.
These aren't even big pages.
You're not even filling the margins.
These are very thick lines. There's
big letters, Nicole. These letters are way bigger than they usually are. You're phoning it in. You're trying to get through this. You're a fraud. Everyone will know. By the way, if anyone read my morning pages, they would just be like, why don't you just take a Ritalin before you write? Like, I just can't get through them. Like, my ADHD is so bad.
Do you ever start going in on... Me too, by the way.
Thank you.
You start going in on something that's like kind of deep, or sometimes towards the end, I'll just switch to mantras.
Yes. Oh, I've done an entire page of mantras.
But then are you like, I am healthy, I am strong, I am capable of anything, and then you go, tell me if you have this thought. Oh God, what if someone finds this? They just think I'm a fucking psychopath.
By the way, so when I do mantras, sometimes...
This is a mantra!
Before I start writing the mantras, I'll be like, all right, doing a page of mantras today, just on the off chance that one day someone reads my morning pages and they're not like, this girl is having a mental breakdown. Although, to be honest, if you read at any point during my morning pages during the pandemic, you would be like, this person... I recently went back and read my morning pages for when my dad died, and I was in the apartment when I got COVID, and I was there for 2 weeks alone.
No, Nicole!
Unhinged. Like, there are certain points where I'm just like, somebody should have known what I was saying.
I should have reached out.
Something should have happened. There should have been a major cry for help.
Oh no.
Like, besides the fact that I painted 600 paintings and they're all over my apartment.
And we FaceTimed you
FaceTimed
for
me
Christmas,
for
and you're
Christmas.
like, thank God! Ah!
Oh God! And then you guys delivered me food. Oh God! What a weird time in life.
Anyway, let's get to the book.
All right, guys. Chapter 18.
We have just seen a fairy from the summer court whose wings were ripped off die and get carried out by Tamlin.
And then Tamlin went and buried it.
Yeah.
Like a fucking hero.
Like a goddamn man.
And the next morning, Tamlin, Lucian, and Farah all head out to this garden where it's
Farah.
Sorry. What did I say?
You really sound like you say Farah, like Farrah Fawcett sometimes.
You know what? I don't care about the names. They're so fucking complicated. We know who I'm talking about.
Anyway,
you're not like...
Lucinian went out for the...
Who could possibly have been with Lucian and Tamlin?
I'm just saying, it would not surprise me if a lot of our audience is extremely particular.
Listen, if this is the hill that you want to die on, my mispronunciation of Farah...
Death to you!
Okay, so they go to this garden...
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. They go to this garden. It's super freaking pretty.
It's
like
gorgeous.
Nothing she's ever seen because she grew up in a hovel.
It's a glen, which I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been to a glen.
I mean, I fucked a glen.
You fucked a glen?
Yeah, I fucked a glen.
Ah!
Yeah. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
No one is ever like, I just, when I really want to get in the mood, I think of the time I was with Glenn.
Wait, can I tell you my Glenn story real quick?
Was it Glenn Close?
It was Glenn was the final graduation week of college. He was a sibling of someone from my group of friends, an older sibling who came to the graduation.
Oh, older brother vibes.
Banged Glenn. And I remember after we were done hooking up, he was like trying to spend the night. And I just didn't want him to.
Glenn.
And he was older, and I was like, bro, come on, go home.
You're in a dorm.
He wasn't leaving. He was not leaving. And finally, I just started crying. And he was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, I just really need to be alone right now. And I just made myself cry, and I worked myself up into a nervous breakdown level cry. And then he was like, all right, yeah, I'll give you space. I'll leave you alone. He's like, can I see you tomorrow? I was like, yeah, just, text me. And then he leaves, and I literally, this is what it was like. I closed the door, and I was like, oh, God. Psychopath.
That man didn't have sex for years after that.
I mean.
Imagine having sex with a girl, and then she's like,
I mean, truly that level crying. the most insane level crying, but because he started to like want to comfort me, and I was like, oh, I need to scare this man into
You're like,
leaving.
you're not getting the hint. I just am like, I want my space. And he's like, oh, yeah, no.
No, let me...
Do you not know what space means, Glenn?
The only time a man wants to give a woman space is if she's having a mental breakdown.
That's so funny, because I just realized the only man who I know named Glenn, isn't that the name of an astronaut?
Yeah, Glenn Alden.
Yeah. No.
No, Glenn...
That's Buzz Aldrin.
Glenn Armstrong.
No.
Buzz Armstrong.
And this is my brother, Glenn Armstrong.
Glenn Allen. I think that's a part of Yosemite.
Glenn astronaut. Now I'm looking it up. Oh, John Glenn. And he was a senator. I don't even know a Glenn.
Anywho.
Wow. If
So
you really love the book, we are talking about it.
So they go to a Glen, and then...
And he's like, do you like it?
And she was like... And she made a joke. I can't even remember what her joke was about. But
no, because he's like, do you like... She just goes, yes. And he's like, that's all you have to say? And didn't she say the Surreal mentioned that you like to be brushed?
Anyway, she mentioned something, and she makes
and can be managed with treats, and he's like, oh my god!
And I was like, that wasn't even funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a female comedian,
yeah, I'm like, ugh.
Watching a hot girl get laughs.
Yeah, well, reading the hot girl getting laughs, even more annoying.
We
than
get it,
watching
she's
thin. So I was very annoyed by that, but the part that I love is how they basically were like I mean, can we delete this? Can we? I'm just fucking jumbling my words right now.
Take it from the top.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's like everything she does is like so enchanting to Tamlin, even making like a joke. And I'm just like, it's like the hot girl thing. It's like, okay, I'm sure Alice had a really great personality too and said funny shit, but she didn't get that level of love.
Was probably crushing in the kitchen.
Yeah, crushing, but she looked like a bird.
So everyone's like, yeah, I guess she's fine.
Yeah, and I just like that sort of crap is annoying to me.
Oh yeah, Feyre's like, oh my god, you're never gonna be what the Surreal said.
You're so
And I
funny.
love that Lucian was like, oh, I'm so surprised. I'm both angry that they're laughing at something that's not that funny and mad that he's surprised she could be funny.
There's also the element of like, no, you humans aren't known for having a sense of humor.
Oh, I'm not cracking jokes as you're about to fucking eat me?
Yeah, also, were fairies known for having a sense of humor?
Yeah, no one's like, ooh, what a hoot.
Everyone fancies themselves a comedian until they have to do 5 minutes. Okay, anyway,
yeah, Tamlin, get on stage. Lucian, I'd like to see what you have. Hit me up at the ha-ha.
Oh, the ha-ha.
Isn't
that where I saw you the first time? Oh, no, I saw you at the improv mic for the first time, and then the ha-ha.
Oh, I remember the ha-ha.
Memories. Okay, so then they get in the pool of starlight.
Oh my god, a pool made of starlight.
And they go swimming. Well, they don't go swimming. Tamlin gets in.
Yeah, and at first she's like, I'm not getting in.
Yeah, and then Tamlin's in there, and she's like, yada 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 yada.
I should take a dip.
I just also, SJM does the descriptors of Tamlin's body, and I'm like, all right, we get it. He's fucking hot.
I was so wet reading this.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This is the point in the book where I have to masturbate every time I'm done reading. Every time.
Every time?
Every time. I think this was the chapter
where you're like, I'm heating up.
I'm heating up. This is around the time where I was like, okay, I'm masturbating regularly to ACOTAR.
Yeah, I was
all
like,
the time.
A buff man in a pool of starlight? Did you pull this out of my wildest dreams?
I mean, I don't even know what a pool of starlight looks like, but I just imagine it's like a
Hang
giant
on, I'll show
pool.
you my asshole.
I was just going to say a giant pool of jizz.
Oh,
just
yeah, probably.
dewy jizz.
He's like, it's starlight. It's just cum. Are those trees around here?
Are those sap trees?
What is that?
So
starlight is so sticky.
I love, by the way, that we get the backstory of Lucian here, because he's in the Autumn Court, and he's got shitty brothers and a shitty dad.
Everyone tried to kill him. His dad's a piece of shit.
His dad killed the woman he loved.
I mean, it gives you more, I don't want to say empathy for Lucian, because I didn't not have empathy for him, like losing his friend. But it actually, to me, I don't know what the right word is for this. It kind of made me more impressed with Lucian's ability to be jabby and lighthearted.
Yeah,
and,
after everything he went through.
yeah,
Totally.
That it's like, oh, why is he not wearing eyeliner and staring off?
He's
in the
got a
distance?
really good personality, and we were joking about this before we started
Of
filming.
course he does.
So Tamlin takes Lucian in. Lucian wanders into his territory after all of this whole family drama. Lucian brings him in and he's like, you're going to be my emissary. You communicate with people. You're better with people than I am. And I'm just like, oh, of course, the hot guy has just been resting on the laurels of his good looks and the fact that he's a warrior.
Yeah, the guy doesn't wielding swords and is buff and beautiful, has no social skills.
Oh, you have no communication skills? So you got the redhead.
Yeah, of course.
He's over recruiting the guy who's just got...
The guy had to have a personality.
He's elbow deep in opinions, okay? Because he has red hair. And coming from someone who's a fake redhead, I can tell you right now, it is very hard being a redhead.
People do not respect redheads.
Not at all. I don't know why I went from being not respected to even less respected when I dyed my hair red. But here I am.
I'm getting too much no respect. I need more.
So many people are like, ask her for directions. Is it the glasses? Is it the red hair? Is it both? Yes, go that way. That's where the Chipotle is.
Oh God, do you get asked?
All the time. I have a direction face.
I have an I can help you face.
Yeah.
People are like, it's safe to ask her even though she probably doesn't work here.
You have a customer service face. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, for sure.
I do.
It's the good teeth.
Even, thank you. Even people who don't speak English think that I maybe just know enough
of
their language that maybe I have a face of like, I've learned basic Mandarin. Ni hao. Go that way.
By the way, I know ni hao. I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
Hi.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh, there's Moki. She's
Ni hao.
Chinese.
We're about to chart in China.
Come on, China. Okay, quick side tangent, and then I swear to God I'll get back on track. I learned konnichiwa when I was in elementary school. Mm-hmm. It's Japanese, means hello. Mm-hmm. And this was a long time ago. It was right after my parents got divorced, and we went to visit my dad, and classic divorced dad in Florida move, took us to Disney. He's like, I'm the cool dad. You left. But whatever. And this was back when Disney had those like ski lifts that went across the park. The fucking, I don't remember what it was called. It was like a tram, but it's just like the individual, it was like a ski lift. It was open. I'm pretty sure people would throw trash down. They got rid of them. But we were going one way and this family was going another, and they were Asian. That's all I know.
Which one?
And I saw them and I went, Dad, did you know that konnichiwa means hello in Japanese? And my fat, probably methed up dad starts waving his arms, our cart's shaking, and he's like, konnichiwa!
Oh my God.
As an 8-year-old, I was like, I want to die.
You were also like, well, now I have to become a comedian.
Yeah, this is if we survive this tram.
That was your origin story.
If it doesn't come crashing down, I mean.
You need to talk about this.
I do?
Yeah.
Anyway, konnichiwa.
All right, so we get the backstory on Lucian. Finally,
This is when Feyre gets in.
Feyre gets in the pool, and she is just like, this is a moment where I'm like, oh, you go, girl.
Get in that. She disrobes, and she's like,
I could feel him taking in my body.
Yeah, which to me, what a nightmare. I don't know that I have ever, I mean, I'm sure in a blackout I have, but confidently disrobed in front of a man. No matter how long I've been with someone, how much I love them, I'm constantly trying to casually hide like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm just gonna strip behind this fake plant. This is fun. Why are you laying on the ground?
By the way, I'm just imagining you putting the fake plant like in front of the bed.
Yeah.
And a guy's like, do you want me to come on that? And you're like, I have a real fetish for Harvey Weinstein. Please come on this plant.
Make me a star.
You constantly do role play. Did I ever tell you that the guy I used to date, he'd always be like, let's do role play. He's like, how about doctor, nurse? I was like, all right, cool. I'm the doctor. You're the nurse. And he was like, hey, what? No. I was like,
scalpel.
Fine. You be the doctor. I'll be the patient. But I get to pick which doctor you are. And he's like, okay.
Urologist.
And I'm like, oh fuck, now I forgot his name. Oh yeah, I come in the room and I go, ooh, my hip hurts, Dr. Nasser. And he's like, okay, we're done. He's like, you just made me into a pedophile. And I was like, well, you wanted to be the doctor, so now you get to be the pedophile.
I thought he was a gerontologist or whatever. What is that?
He's Dr. Larry Nassar. He's the one who molested all the gymnasts.
Oh, I didn't even get the joke.
Yeah. So I was like,
I missed a great pedophile joke.
I was like, my hip hurts, and he's like, well, I should do this on stage because
I just thought.
I was like, if you want to do role play and you're gonna make me be the lesser of the lower status of the characters.
I love that even in role play, you're like, you think you're better than me? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go to medical school, Mom. Oh, I'm sorry, I followed my dream.
By the way, is it even my dream at this point? We don't know.
That's so. I just thought you're like, oh yeah, and I'll be the patient, and then you pull out a walker, and you're like, hello.
I'm like, oh my hip. No, because
I need more.
Gymnasts all have hip issues, and turns out you actually can fix somebody's hip through the vagina. I learned this in physical therapy when I got molested.
I was gonna
by Dr. Larry Nassar.
I think you got molested by a physical therapist. We have derailed. Okay, so this is
also,
where
Feyre also shares her backstory about how her dad lost all their money.
Yes, about the whole shipping venture and how she taught herself to hunt when she was 14.
Yeah, and she taught herself to hunt. And she
also taught herself to swim.
And she also talked about how it annoys her that her family didn't come like looking for her. And
yeah, it feels like that was a really intimate moment.
Yeah, and I was also just like, Feyre, you're upset your family wouldn't even hunt for the food
they didn't
ate,
go looking for food.
They weren't trying to find you because they don't care about you.
Nesta wouldn't get off her ass to get a piece of wood.
Yeah, to chop wood. She couldn't even do that. So yeah, don't be surprised that your family wasn't out there looking for you. They had you alone putting your life on the line to get food for all of them.
Yeah.
You're gone, bitch. They've moved on. They're looking
burgling at McDonald's.
Yeah, they're looking for someone new to put food on their table. Although Tamlin has hooked them up big time. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anywho, I did like the moment at the end when Lucien was like, hey, sorry about that whole like surreal snafu. My bad. I heard you screaming and I hesitated.
He's like, I did come, but I did wait.
I did wait. There was a moment where I was just like, yeah, I gotta go. All right, fine. And then he gives her this like hunting knife that's like a bejeweled hunting knife.
What's with the jewels?
Also, I just love to think of Lucien with like a glue gun and like bedazzling it for her. Everybody's doing
it was for himself originally.
Arts and crafts.
Ooh,
ooh, ow,
hot glue.
Hot glue gun.
Oh, summer court that burns. Ah!
Oh, cauldron's sake.
If only I'd gotten a glue gun, we could have put his wings back on. I was out of sticks. Well, we really degraded the sanctity of this story. Anyway.
Stay tuned. Okay, we're back.
No more tangents. Sorry for that brief commercial break.
Okay, because now we're getting hot and heavy. Now we're getting into it. So, well, not totally hot and heavy just yet. Tamlin takes Feyre to the galleries.
It's clean, it's ready. She gets brought there and she cries.
She cries. She's never seen anything so beautiful in her life.
Which I'll never understand.
He leaves her there so she can have a moment. She cuts her hand on a rose and Tamlin kisses her hand and he's like, ugh.
And heals it. That was kind of weird to me. Like, that's a part where right now my boyfriend's dog is absolutely filleting herself.
Yeah, she's really, really just getting in there.
Remember when we said no tangents? And then I was like, my dog's eating its pussy. Yeah, he kisses the one and it heals, but then the next description is like, and the blood on his lips. And I'm like, that's fucking disgusting.
Did he just go down on her period?
That he's just like, sitting there like, lick it off, wipe it off.
And he's like, but I'm a warrior. I don't mind a little blood.
Are people into that? Because I feel like that's a thing that happens in vampire stories. And it's like, I don't want to see my blood on your face. But
at the same time, Tamlin had blood on his face and we're all just like, God, I really want a man with blood on his face. Everything changes in the things we are willing to accept in fairy love versus our own everyday love is unbelievable. Like, we are willing to watch a man just be a toxic asshole
and
but
he's so
mansplain
buff.
Everything. And yet in our own lives, if a man even so much as tries to help us do something, we're like, man, we're fine.
How dare you? You think I can't do this on my own?
Yeah. Okay.
My back.
So Tamlin, this was really cute. Tamlin's like, I find your human joy fascinating.
Tamlin is autistic.
Yeah, he's fully autistic.
He's just, I mean, what a fucking weird thing to say.
This part I didn't really remember. Feyre goes for a walk in the woods and she feels like someone's following her, and then Tamlin she snatches him up in a snare.
So we obviously, like, if you haven't picked up, we keep little side notes.
Yeah.
So we have reference points because you've seen what happens when we don't. When I read the book, interpreted as she knew he was going to follow her.
Yeah.
And she set a snare and waited for him.
I mean, I don't know, but the part of this that I really like is this was the part where she.
Because he gets like snared upside down, and he's like,
but this is the part where he gives her the poems, the limericks.
By the way, the fact that we don't get to see all of these is criminal. I want to write them.
Yeah.
You guys, send us what you think 2 through 5 limericks from Tamlin are. The idea that this man is poetic, this is supposed to be cute.
He's like, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, wanna suck my dick.
Yeah, it's like these are fucking limericks.
She's like, he read one, and then after that they just got so dirty.
Sultry and sexier, and it's like, this is a man with CTE rhyming things.
he's like,
there once was a man from Prithian.
He had a big
Fat Dithian. I'm still working on this one.
It's a work in progress, but you get the gist. Yeah, the gist is you've got a dick and you want it to get wet.
Yeah, and then he's like, notice these words are from the list of words you had.
He's like, I took your words and I made them my words.
A man took a woman's words and made them his own? I can't believe it.
What? That's insane.
What is this, a writer's room?
She, by the way, was swooning. She was like, oh my God.
He listens.
He's so thoughtful.
I go, he listens. No, he dug through the trash and got a list of words.
He's went dumpster diving.
Yeah.
Anywho, Tamlin tells her that his family was even worse than Lucian's family, that they had human slaves. But
that rose garden was a gift, though, from their mating.
Yeah, from their mating, because they were actually true mates. He also explains to her the difference between a mate bond and a marriage bond.
Yeah, they're like, marriages really aren't significant. I mean, fairies get married, but, like, mating is really the thing, so, like, marriages don't matter. And I'm like, this sounds like a guy who's never gonna fucking propose to you.
Yeah.
Oh, marriage is really just about the government, and it really mean anything. Fuck you. Give me a ring, Tamlin.
I mean...
I'm fine.
You're fine. You're fine. She really wants to, like, propose to, like, pretty soon. Like, if anyone's friends with her boyfriend, we could, like...
Now his dog's growling at me.
Yeah. You could just, like, make that.
I'm fine, but...
Listen, I think Nate, if you're listening to this, you should, like, make it soon. Like, for her and, like, also for me. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so...
We don't want to look old in the photos.
That's why in the story, let's get back to the story,
That's what we were talking about the whole time.
This is the best part, because this is where it all gets going. They're walking around, and all of a sudden she sees bonfires, and she learns about...
Calanmai.
Fire night. Okay, so this is a spring ceremony.
Yeah.
Where all of the magic for the year is regenerated. And she's just like, cool, like, what happens? And he's like, I can't talk about it. Just know that there's magic.
And also you have to lock yourself up in your room.
Stay in your room. Don't come out, whatever you do.
Set a snare. I just immediately upon reading that was like, is this a gang rape? What's going on? Set a snare, lock the doors?
Yeah, I mean, what is happening? And that's when the adder... shows up and it's invisible and they're talking to him.
They like hide her. He's like, hide over here, don't fucking move. And she hears them talking to something.
Yeah.
She hears this thing and
it sounds like death. Like the adder's voice.
Sounds like, how do they describe
dying
it?
voices. Like she hasn't heard anything like that since she was hunting, and like it like instilled the same thing as like hearing an animal dying.
Yeah, like a voice of like all the dead or something.
Yeah, something like that.
We also, I think, skipped over
What?
the fact that Tamlin, maybe we didn't skip over it, him revealing like he wasn't supposed to be High Lord.
Oh yeah, we did. We missed that part.
We were too busy bullying him about his poetry.
I mean, listen, he should. Tamlin wasn't supposed to be High Lord. It just kind of happened.
That's why he's not always
So
great at
into
all the
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
He was like, I just wanted to be a soldier, but then like so many people died, it just kind of ended up being him.
And he's so, some people were so upset about it. They're like, I'm leaving this fucking court.
Yeah, and
this guy's in charge. I'm out of here.
Oh, you the blonde dum-dum who writes limericks?
Yeah, what everyone said they were going to do in 2016 if Trump won, and then they were like, well, we're not happy about it. But they didn't go anywhere.
And he's like, the cat in the hat, and green eggs and ham, and nom, 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 nom. And that's his poetry. All right, so next chapter, What?
Time out. Next chapter.
Oh, yeah, next chapter. So the next chapter is Calanmai. Calanmai.
Say it again.
Calanmai. So this is where Tamlin has to do this thing called the Great Rite.
Yeah.
She still doesn't totally know what it is, but he has to do this thing called the Great Rite. And if he doesn't do it, there won't be magic for the year. And we come to find out.
The Great Rite is him.
He's got to fuck a fairy.
He has to fuck a chosen fairy.
He picks a maiden. Oh, by the way, he turns into this like fucking pussy crazy.
Yeah, he's like it's like he's possessed.
Yeah, he's like possessed. He's just like, I just gotta get that puss.
He's like, I won't be myself. Well, Lucian says like, if you don't want to see him, you need to lock yourself away. He's not gonna be himself.
He's like a pussy hungry fucking monster.
And by the way, I think it's worth pointing out, Lucian's the one that tells her what goes on for Calanmai.
Yeah.
Tamlin was just like, just lock yourself in your room, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
He was never gonna tell her.
He was never gonna tell her that all of a sudden he turns into a fucking
out there fucking
trying to snatch some snatch.
Yeah, some fairy slut.
She decides, by the way, to head out.
Well, the drums. I feel like she's getting called to it. Like the music is like calling her. Something is calling her.
By the way, of course she wants to know. He didn't tell her things, okay? He didn't give her the truth. He didn't tell her what was actually going on. So she had to go look for answers herself.
Yeah. I mean, of course, after Lucian tells you...
He gaslit her. He was like, whatever you do, don't come out. Why? Just don't trust me.
But then Lucian's like, oh, you don't know how this works. He's got to do this, but stay in your room because he won't be himself. And then he's like, probably in the way bros realize they've said too much, you know, like bros before hoes, he's like, and he's not himself, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it doesn't count. He won't be thinking clearly.
He was super fucked up. So, like, when you're super fucked up, it's like, you know, it's like, if you come out of this room, you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah, what were you wearing?
Yeah, pajamas.
So basically he has to dump a load in order for magic to keep existing.
Yeah. So she heads out.
Yeah, she's lured in by this music.
She's snooping around, and all of a sudden, she gets basically jumped by 3 fairies who are about to literally gang rape her.
Yeah, or gang eat her. I don't know. They were like, a human? What's a human doing? But knowing what Calanmai is now, I guess. Yeah, probably.
She's getting trained.
They're like,
they're about to run train.
We're about to fill all your little human holes.
They're like, bitch, you're going airtight. Do you know what airtight means? 1 dick in every hole, sealed up.
We are down to Feyre.
That's funny. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere...
There's a man who just goes, there you are. I've been looking for you.
And then she looks and she, quote, sees the most beautiful man she's ever seen.
That's how the chapter ends, right?
That's how it ends. That's how our episode ends. Who is this mystery man? For those of you who know, it's about to get real. And for those of you who don't know, girls, if you got a splash pad,
put down a towel.
Put down a towel for yourself. Lay down a towel like you're about to lose your virginity.
Yeah, or like you're just having sex on your period and
yeah.
Don't want to make a mess.
Listen, you're about to meet.
Well, we don't even know the name of the guy we meet. Do we get his name?
You are about to meet a fun character.
Such a fun character. And I will say
it might not even get fun immediately, but just know that this character that you're about to meet, this is the only thing we're going to tell you about this character. He's important.
So, spoiler, he's important.
That's it.
But I will say at the beginning of the episode, when I mentioned a character that was fun, that I didn't know came in, I was talking about the Adder. Oh, the Adder, yeah. I didn't remember the Adder showing up at this point. Yeah, I didn't remember the Adder either. But when they started talking to the Adder, I was like, who are they talking to? I thought there was a chance that they were talking to this person who shows up at the end. Too. Now in hindsight. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.